Welcome back to Biology Explained Clearly. Imagine touching a burning hot stove. Your hand jerks away before you even realize you're in danger. How can your body react faster than your brain? The answer lies in one of the most incredible systems ever evolved, the nervous system. Every thought you think, every movement you make, every memory you store, and every emotion you feel depends on this extraordinary communication network. Today, we're going to break down the entire nervous system step by step so clearly that you'll never forget how it works. Let's begin. The nervous system is your body's command and communication network. Think of it like a country's government. There's a central headquarters making major decisions and local offices carrying out instructions throughout the country. In your body, this system is divided into two major parts. First, the central nervous system, or CNS. This includes the brain and spinal cord. This is the headquarters where information is processed and decisions are made. Second, the peripheral nervous system, or PNS. This includes all the nerves running through your arms, legs, organs, and skin. These nerves carry information to and from the central nervous system. Together, these systems control everything from breathing and heartbeat to movement, memory, learning, and consciousness itself. Let's start with the organ that makes all of this possible, the brain. The brain. The human brain is often described as the most complex structure in the known universe. It weighs approximately 1.4 kilograms, or about 3 pounds, and contains around 86 billion neurons. Together, these neurons form trillions of connections, creating the network responsible for every thought, memory, emotion, and movement you experience. For this video, let's focus on the three major regions you need to know. First, the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the large wrinkled structure that most people picture when they think of a brain. It is divided into a left and right hemisphere and is responsible for higher brain functions such as thinking, reasoning, language, memory, voluntary movement, and sensory interpretation. The outer layer of the cerebrum is called the cerebral cortex. This is where most conscious processing takes place. Second, the cerebellum. Located at the back and bottom of the brain, the cerebellum acts as the body's coordination center. It fine-tunes movement, balance, posture, and motor learning. Alcohol temporarily impairs cerebellar function, which is why intoxicated individuals often struggle with balance and coordination. Third, the brainstem. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls the functions you cannot afford to switch off. These include breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, swallowing, and sleep cycles. The brainstem consists of three parts: the midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. The medulla is especially critical because severe damage to this region can be immediately life-threatening. The spinal cord. Extending downward from the brainstem is the spinal cord. This long bundle of neural tissue travels through the vertebral column of the spine. Its primary role is to relay information between the brain and the rest of the body. Signals travel in two directions. Ascending pathways carry sensory information toward the brain, including pain, temperature, touch, and pressure. Descending pathways carry motor commands from the brain to muscles and organs, but the spinal cord can do more than relay messages. It can also respond independently during emergencies. Remember the hot stove example? That response is known as a spinal reflex. The signal is processed within the spinal cord before conscious brain awareness occurs. The spinal cord immediately sends a command to the muscles to pull the hand away. Only afterward does the brain become aware of the pain. This pathway is called a reflex arc, and it allows the body to respond to danger without waiting for conscious brain processing. That fraction of a second can prevent serious injury. The peripheral nervous system. Now let's move beyond the brain and spinal cord. Everything outside the central nervous system belongs to the peripheral nervous system. The PNS is divided into two major branches. The first is the somatic nervous system. This system controls voluntary actions such as walking, writing, speaking, or picking up a cup. It also carries sensory information from the skin, muscles, and joints back to the central nervous system. The second is the autonomic nervous system. This controls involuntary functions that occur automatically. Examples include heart rate, digestion, gland secretion, and pupil size. The autonomic system is further divided into two opposing branches. The sympathetic nervous system is known as the fight or flight system. When faced with stress or danger, heart rate increases, pupils dilate, adrenaline is released, and digestion slows. The body prepares for action. The parasympathetic nervous system is known as the rest and digest system. After the threat passes, this system slows the heart rate, stimulates digestion, relaxes muscles, and promotes recovery. These two systems constantly balance one another to maintain normal body function. Neurons, the basic unit of the nervous system. Let's zoom in to the microscopic level. The fundamental working unit of the nervous system is the neuron. A neuron consists of three major parts. The cell body, also called the soma, contains the nucleus and maintains the life of the cell. Dendrites are branching extensions that receive incoming signals from other neurons. Think of them as antennas collecting information. The axon is a long fiber that carries signals away from the cell body. Some axons in the human body extend over 1 meter in length, running from the spinal cord all the way to the feet. But how does a signal travel through a neuron? The answer is an action potential. An action potential is a rapid electrical impulse that travels along the axon. When a neuron is stimulated sufficiently, sodium ions rush into the cell while potassium ions move out. This rapid change in electrical charge creates a wave of activity that moves down the axon. In heavily myelinated neurons, signals can travel at speeds exceeding 120 meters per second. To increase speed even further, many axons are wrapped in a fatty insulating layer called myelin. The signal jumps between small gaps known as the nodes of Ranvier, dramatically increasing transmission speed. This is why diseases such as multiple sclerosis can be so devastating. When myelin is damaged, nerve signals slow down or fail completely. Synapses, how neurons communicate. Neurons do not physically touch one another. Instead, they communicate across tiny gaps called synapses. Remarkably, a single neuron can form thousands of synaptic connections with other neurons. Here's how communication occurs. An action potential reaches the end of the axon, known as the axon terminal. This triggers the release of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters cross the synaptic gap and bind to receptors on the next neuron. If the signal is strong enough, the receiving neuron generates its own action potential and the message continues. Important neurotransmitters include dopamine, involved in reward, motivation, and movement; serotonin, involved in mood, sleep, and appetite regulation; acetylcholine, important for muscle activation and memory; GABA, the brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter; glutamate, the brain's primary excitatory neurotransmitter. Many medications work by influencing these neurotransmitter systems. For example, SSR is increased serotonin availability within the synapse. Clinical connections. Let's connect everything we've learned to real-world medicine. Stroke occurs when blood flow to part of the brain is interrupted. Without oxygen, neurons begin to die within minutes. This is why rapid treatment is critical. In stroke medicine, time is brain. Parkinson's disease results from the loss of dopamine-producing neurons in a region called the substantia nigra. This causes tremors, muscle rigidity, and slow movement. ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, occurs when motor neurons progressively degenerate. This leads to severe muscle weakness and paralysis. Epilepsy results from abnormal electrical activity in the brain. It can be thought of as a storm of uncontrolled action potentials spreading through neural networks. Understanding the structure and function of the nervous system makes these disorders far easier to understand. Every sensation you feel, every memory you create, every movement you make, and every decision you take depends on billions of neurons communicating at incredible speed. From the reflex that protects your hand from a hot stove to the thoughts that make you who you are, the nervous system is the foundation of human life itself. If this explanation helped you understand the nervous system more clearly, be sure to like the video, subscribe to Biology Explained Clearly, and turn on notifications for more in-depth lessons on anatomy, physiology, and neuroscience. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.